Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Manchester United emergency meeting. In tonight's show, we are going to be talking about the Manchester United and AFC Bournemouth game at the Vitality Stadium. Well, AFC Bournemouth against Manchester United, because we were in the away team tonight. I'm going to be discussing what happened during the game, giving my thoughts on the game, and I'm also going to be doing fan reactions as well, people. The good old fan reactions, because I love doing them. I really do. And I know you guys enjoy it as well. But big up to every single one of you who's live and locked in already this evening. Much appreciated. Now, obviously, big breaking news came out today as well that Chelsea are organising a protest against Manchester United, for a protest. And, Manchester United fans should join in as well against our corrupt ownership. I mean, both sets of supporters should protest against their owners on the same day. Imagine both set of fans doing it. How big that would be. That'd be absolutely huge, people. That happens. Let's get it right here, people. Yeah, that's absolutely getting the narrative right. But you know, well, one thing we got to talk about in a minute is Harry Maguire. I mean, oh my goodness me, just absolutely unbelievable. But you know, Manchester United. Look, people, you can say, oh, it's a positive getting a point away at Bournemouth, but to me, it's 2 points drops, because we bottled the lead twice. Before I get on talking about the game, there's something else I need to quickly talk about. Now, I'm not going to speak about this for long, but as some of you are aware, that there was a bit of beef going on between two content creators, and I foolishly involved myself in saying to one of them, saying, "Oh, you should just stick to doing fan cams," and the other one, I said, the other content creator, I went, "Oh, you handled that very well." Now, I had no attention picking sides, okay? I just, in the heat of the moment, just commented on that content creator's page, which I know in hindsight that was a bad idea. And I have to take huge accountability to it. And I just want to come out and say I do thoroughly apologize if I did offend some people from this content creators community. So I do apologize for that. And it was never my attention whatsoever. It's the heat at the moment thing. And I hold my hand up, I got that one 100% wrong. So, yeah, apologies for that, people, So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say on the matter. Because, you know what they say, people? Accountability is the best ability. 100% I believe in it as well. Now, I was having a private chat with one of my subscribers, and he made me see sense. Look, I know now I can't undo what I did, but I can learn from this and say, yeah, that's a bad idea. So, yeah, I hold my hand up. One more time, accountability is the best ability. So, right, let's move on talking about the Manchester United game. So, as you know, the first half I found quite entertaining, both teams going for it, and, is absolutely unbelievable, both teams creating entertainment. I mean, we forced the Bournemouth goalkeeper into some very good saves, and then obviously Bournemouth had a couple of opportunities as well in the first half. It was very entertaining. Then the second half, I thought Bournemouth started very well, to be honest. I thought until we went ahead on the Bruno Fernandes penalty, I thought we were a bit pragmatic at the start in the second half. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah. But, the penalty, when we scored it, it kind of gave us a bit of confidence. And then, obviously, Christie, the goal scorer, he scored the equaliser for Bournemouth, gave away the penalty at the other end, but up his end of the pitch, he got the score back to 1-1. And then Harry Maguire was claiming the goal right from the corner, but it was an own goal by the Bournemouth player. So, yeah. But, yeah. Just wow. How on earth did we throw away a lead twice? Seriously. Now, obviously, there was an incident during the game as well with Ahmad, people, where Ahmad was fouled, and the referee played advantage. Then, obviously, Evan Nielsen in the box in our half went to take the shot, and Harry Maguire just had hold of him, and then it had to be a red card, blatant red cards, no two ways about it. And for that, Harry Maguire, yeah, double the wooden spoon for you, mate. Honestly, dear me, an absolute disgrace. What were you thinking? Seriously, just going in like that on Evan Nielsen. I mean, what are we doing here, people? Seriously. And ironic, isn't it, how they've gone on about Harry Maguire on the verge of signing a new contract all day. Then he goes and gets himself sent off. If I was Manchester United, I'll fucking rip up that contract renewal. Because Harry Maguire, to me, yes, I know he can score goals from set pieces and that, but any other time trying to win the ball back, he can be absolutely useless. At times, he could literally be as slow as a fucking London bus. I mean, let's get it right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get the narrative right. This defender is literally one of the most overhyped defenders ever. And because he scores goals from set pieces, it's like, but he can do no wrong, because he scores from set pieces. But I'm still holding him accountable for that challenge. Absolutely no excuses whatsoever. And he will be out for the next game when we play after the international break now. No complaints, blatant red cards, and you could argue and said we should have had the penalty at the other end. We probably should have done, but I need to go back and look at that incident, because so much was happening, and of course I got the FOTMOP app, and the fucking app literally updated me the score when Bournemouth scored. So I muted the notifications because obviously I was behind on Now TV. Absolutely fucking furious, honestly. So, yeah. But, it's absolutely ridiculous how Manchester United bottles that lead twice. There are no excuses whatsoever, people. I am absolutely fuming about that at the highest level. But there's a positive point. So why are you complaining, Mr. Joshy J? You should be buzzing. You got a point away at Bournemouth. Look, people, I do not celebrate draws, okay? So this is why I'm absolutely fuming with the team. They bottled it twice, because I do not celebrate draws. I'm not one of them fans who celebrate draws. But it's an achievement with 10 men. Not for my fucking elite high standards. It's not. Let's absolutely get it right here, people, yeah? But why are you pointing at the screen? Because it shows passion that I care about my football club. And we should have got over the line and got all 3 points, honestly. It's just, oh, wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But this is why Manchester United are far from repaired, people, yeah? You can try and brush it under the carpet all you like, saying, "Oh, we're back. Oh, we're cooking. Oh, Manchester United are going to challenge the league title next season. Oh, the team's going to be complete, this and that." No, no, no. You wait next season when we're back in the UCL, yeah? Which I think now we got a good chance qualifying for the UCL. We literally will get found out next season. We've benefited from this season playing one game a week and how inconsistent others have been. But next season, we will not be so lucky, people. Yeah, I can promise you that, because we need a major overhaul in this squad, especially in the midfield area. You know, Casemiro leaving and just you garbage still in the team. Of course, he came on in the second half, didn't he? You garbage. It's like, you garbage, get rid. Seriously, fucking get rid of him, yeah? I'm absolutely sick and tired of seeing you garbage in the lineup. Seriously, absolutely fucking, oh, just so annoyed that we didn't win that game. Any other time, you'd be like, yeah, it's a positive point. But to me, I feel it's 2 points dropped because we should have seen off Bournemouth. I said in my preview it could be a tricky game, and boy oh boy, it turned out to be that case, didn't it? Manchester United, look, we are so inconsistent still. You know, sometimes we can be really, really, really good. You think, yeah, things are going in the step in the right direction. Then another moment, it's like someone flicks a switch and say, yeah, no, 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 we're not going to let you progress. You know, we'll go back to playing absolutely useless. See what I mean, people? This is why I never get overhyped and overexcited by this Manchester United team. I keep it calm on this channel. We are authentic, you know, we keep it level 100 on here. Yeah, we praise the team when they do well, but if they get something wrong, we hold them accountable. Like at the start of this stream, I held myself accountable because you know what, people, no one is immune from criticism. Let's get it right here, people. Yeah, let's absolutely get it right. And criticism can make you a better person. Yeah, it can make you learn from these errors. And the team literally have to take accountability for not getting all 3 points over the line. Yeah. Now, Bournemouth are currently 10th in the table. Well, they may have gone up to 9th, but before kickoff, they were 10th. And so they are having another decent season. Probably not as good as last season, but they're not doing too bad to themselves, are they? I mean, let's get it right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get the narrative right. But wow, absolutely unbelievable, people. You know, it's crazy work how, you know, a lot was happening in that game. You know, like I said, the first half was very entertaining. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And we probably should have gone ahead, but the Bournemouth goalkeeper did a fantastic save in the first half. But that was Manchester United's last match before the international break. Of course, the England squads got announced today, so yeah, and I got it up here on my phone. Of course, I posted it on the community on my second channel as well, so yeah, be able to tell you who's in the team. So we have Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, Ramsdale, Steele, Trafford, and then the defenders are Byrne, Gailey, Hall, Konza, Ligamento, Maguire, O'Reilly, Quanash, Spence, Stones, Tamori. Then the midfielders are Anderson, Bellingham, Garden, Jordan Henderson, Kobe Mainu, Palmer, Rice, Rogers, Adam Wharton. Then the forwards are Bowen, Calvert-Lewin, Eze, Foden, Gordon, Kane, Madueke, Rashford, Saka, Solanke. Yes, that's England's squad's lineup. So, what do you think of the lineup, people? Are you happy or are you disappointed with the squad that Thomas Tuchel's announced for these World Cup warm-up games? Well, we always have an international break in March, but yeah, an interesting squad, I say, nevertheless. But let's get back to you guys in the live chat now. So, yeah. Manchester United didn't even score a goal from open play. Big up to you, Adam Dahl. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Yeah, 0 from open play. There's the links. Dynamite 14 shared. Big up to you, mate. Make sure you are following Michael.ChelseaFC on Rumble, people. And there's his YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribing. Proper Chelsea Stan as well. Make sure you're subscribing to him. F1 Fan Rants. Now he is 9 subscribers away from 1K, people. So let's get him up to that 1K, yeah? Big up Daniel 14. There we go. Sharing Adam Dahl's channel. Breaking Chelsea and Strasbourg. Fan protest against Blueco on the 18th of April before when Chelsea plays Manchester United. Hopefully fans wake up enough. He's now 4 years out. Blueco out. 100%. Spot on that one. Do you think Manchester United were robbed and should they had a penalty? Like I said, Dynamite 14, I need to go back and watch it really, but it sounds like we definitely should have had a penalty. Harry Maguire's washed. But yeah, fans give him so much praise. I'm not confident about Chelsea and Everton game tomorrow because we got bigger issues. Problem with the ownership. We lose 2-1 because I can't stand Liam Rosenior. He is a puppet. Not at all. Harry wouldn't have got sent off. We would have been given the pen on Ahmad. That's a good point, actually. Come to think of it, Darren United, but he still needs to take accountability for it because it was a definite red card. So, yeah, no complaints from me. Good evening, Josh, mate. Good evening, Ryan G. Bash. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Not good enough. Do that in the Champions League and you will lose by more. 100%. 100%. Adams are. It was honestly more of a penalty on Ahmad than the Bournemouth player. Poor rubbish. Again, it's literally just goes to show how poor the officiating is sometimes. Now, I'm not one to moan, bitch, and cry about refs whatsoever because it sounds like I'm making excuses, but it sounds like the officials got that one horribly wrong. They should be teared a new asshole for that. Maybe United would have lost by 3 goals did they play PSG as well. Possibly, mate. If we have a decent summer transfer, there is no reason not to challenge. 100%, Darren United. I don't see Manchester United getting top 8 in the league phase of the Champions League because your squad is not good enough. 100%. You got high standards, Mr. Joshua J, and don't fall for the PR nonsense news like me. 100%. That's the way to go about it as well. Dynamite sorting. But yeah, 0 open play goals. Yeah, they're drawn too many games, Bournemouth. 15 this season, I believe. It's crazy, but yet they still find themselves in 10th, Ryan G. Is that Perisic, the Bournemouth goalkeeper? I think that's his name. Do you think you're ready for Champions League football or no? I say no, Adam Daw. We need better squad depth, mate. Otherwise, we will get teared a new asshole. Own goals and penalties. Goals not sustainable. I agree. PSG are miles clear, not just Manchester United, but Premier League. And now the international break at last. Man United squad is not good enough now. Yes, but surely you'll strengthen in the summer, given the extra money you'll get from the Champions League. True, that's a very good point. But with the current team we got, Ryan G, we'll simply get tired a new asshole, mate. So I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really not, unless we improve the team. Now, I think, yeah, we can enjoy the Champions League, but if we don't, then, yeah, we'll get knocked out early and we won't even make it out in the league phase. Let's get it right. Whenever YouTube give out nonsense transfer news and PR, I don't like it when they lied. They do it for clicks. 100%, 100% daylight sorting. You're spot on again with that. So, right, that's enough for me to talk about the game. I think now I'll get on to some fan reactions, people. Let's listen to who should we start off with? It's got to be Flying Pig United, hasn't it? Oh, yes. Oh, that's why it wasn't coming up, because I'm still on my other account. Oh, dear me. Stinker and hugs, man. Mr. Joshy J. Stinker and hugs. Oh, big up, Iron. Bash. Big up to you, Iron. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Make sure you are subbing to Iron Disciple, people. Daylight sorting. Can I have a link in the live chat, please, sir? Iron Disciple. Adam, fans left early for Chelsea and PSG games. Right, let's listen to Flying Pig United's reaction. Here we go.
This video is sponsored by OK Jersey. Check out the link in the description down below and use the code FLYING for 8% off your order. Get yourself a bargain.
Yeah, we'll skip that. Skip that.
Wait, George, oh my days! Wait, George, get a mirror rebound! Oh! Tell you what, lovely feat by Ahmad. That touch to just take it away from the defender was majestic. Good.
And there we go. Daylight Sorting puts it in. So is Adam Dar. Legends, the both of you. Thanks for that. Roy Keane said Michael Carrick is the luckiest son. Thank you for the shout, Major. Ha ha ha, the Flying Pig. Oh, I love the Flying Pig. Iron.
Shot as well, but it could stop. And now Bournemouth have a dangerous looking counter-attack. United have fallen to pieces, and the shot from a goal. Oh my God, it's just wide. Oh my days. United had our pants down raw there, and we were mooning AFC Bournemouth. Goodness me.
Pants down roar. Oh, you can always rely on Flying Pig United to come out with these phrases, can't you? Absolutely insane.
Ahmad! Oh, it's a good block at the back there by Trafford. Gets it away.
Oh, big up Nighttime Kids. Bash. Big up, mate. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. We were mooning. Manchester United are still yet to play Chelsea and Liverpool in the big games. Well, we have faced them already, but yeah, we're yet to face them in the return fixtures.
Hey, Ahmad gets a free half volley on goal there, but there is a sliding in block there to deny him. Man. Bruno Fernandes, good effort from outside the box as well. Ahmad, lad. Oh, he should have done better there. It was a great ball through from Bruno.
I mean, I didn't think we'll lose, to be honest, because I said in my preview, Nighttime Kids, we would win 2-1, but I had a feeling it's going to be a tricky game. Manchester United fans should protest 100%. Nighttime Kids, you ready for the tricky ties this weekend? You think red card was right? 100% Nighttime Kids, cannot dispute it whatsoever.
No, and it just needed to be controlled by Ahmad. Ahmad's done well this time, though. There's Dalot to the back post. It's got to be! Cunha's over the line! Bruno, it was Bruno, is over the line! Oh, no! Referee says no! Referee says no! It looked like it was over the line to me, but referees...
I mean, the Ahmad's one, I need to go back and have a look at it, Iron, to be honest. Because, you know, so much was happening. Bro, stop crying, bro. I'm not crying. He's all around Flying Pig United because I'm definitely not crying, you know, because I'm not one to moan about refs. But, you know, I think that literally it should have been a penalty up our ends. But, you know, yeah, I sent you those highlights unless you already watched them. All season we've been stitched. My club has been stitched up. Yeah, it's like all clubs have been outdone by officials this season. I mean, let's get it right because the officiating is terrible. I see. I get it, Nighttime Kids.
Checked his watch, it's not flashed up as a goal. And now Bournemouth on the counter, this game's live and right up. Man United with a couple of big chances, cleared away off the line. This is a big chance for Matheus Cunha if he can just get a cross in. He skinned them.
I agree, Iron. You know, they've been absolutely fucking abysmal this season, the officials. They have 0 pens all season. Wow.
Referee pen! Pen ref! That's a melt job of defended by Bournemouth. They crumbled. Cunha's frustrated and absolutely made a shambles of him. He's mugged them right off. He's just skipped through 2 defenders. And just out of pure frustration there, it's Jimenez at the back, the number 20 for Bournemouth, has just pulled the shot of Matheus Cunha right down to the ground. It's an absolute cynical foul. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, and he's given us a free pen. And it's definitely a penalty. No messing around. Cunha's... Oh, look at that skill by Cunha. Drop of the shoulder, knocks it past him, in between the 2 defenders, and he draws the foul from Jimenez. It's an excellent bit of attacking play there by Matheus Cunha. And it's opened things up here for Man United to get the lead. Penalty, Bruno Fernandes steps up then for Manchester United. Bruno! Yeah! He comes from Sporting like Cristiano. He goes left, he goes right, makes defenders look shy. Get the fuck in there. Bruno Fernandes, you absolute captain's beast. He's done it, guys. It's 1-0 to United from the penalty spot. Definite Stonewall penalty. That's a great ball in down the right to Ahmad, who gets it out of feet quickly, looking for Bruno.
Not just in VAR and calls for refs, but they're getting in the way physically at times of playing more than any time I can even remember it. Yeah, true. Flags.
That's another penalty. That's got to be another pen ref. Oh, the ref's bottled it. The ref's bottled it because he's already awarded a pen. But that also was a Stonewall pen. Oh, the ref's bottled. Oh, goodness me. Somebody get him a fucking Stanley Cup or one of those fucking Yetis. This guy needs a metal container with a lid because he's a fucking bottle job, mate. Oh, and they fucking scored. Bournemouth have got on the other end and fucking scored. No ref, you fucking blind back twat. Look at the fucking VAR. They've bloody fouled Ahmad at the other end. Go and look at the fucking VAR now. Referee, you bottled it, lad. And they've got up the other end and scored. Nah, mate. Not having it. Not having it. Not having it, guys. The referee has flipped us up a good one. The only reason he's not given this as a pen for Man United is simply because he's already given us a pen. Look at that! Look at that! Ahmad's been fucking molested! He's been molested in the box! Look! He's got his hands all over him! What's he doing? Fucking hell, at least buy him a drink first! It's a bloody Stonewall clear foul! What's going on? Referee, you've got to have a look at this. You fucking what? Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm watching! You bunch of corrupt fucking bastards! You corrupt motherfuckers! Corruption is rife in this bullshit! They've actually given the goal for Bournemouth, and they were blatant foul on Ahmad. It's another shirt pull. He's been brought down. He's been molested and wrestled. And it's a fucking pen. But because the referee's a complete Billy Bottle job with a little fucking weed tinder shriveler, he cannot have the bottle to go and award the penalty because he's already just awarded one. What a fucking cringe merchant. The ref's a scumbag, guys. The official's a scum. Paul Rowland says, calm down, you porker. Listen to me, Mr. Rowland. The only person who's allowed to call me porker around here is Mrs. Rowland, lad, because she takes a porker like a professional, you know what I'm saying? Corner comes in from Bruno Fernandes. And there is the goal, mate. Have some of that. Paul Rowland and everyone else. Slappy Maguire has put it in the back of the net.
Not quite, because it was an own goal. But, yeah. I get where you're coming from, like Pink United's, because originally I thought it came off Maguire's head, but I seen the replay and it was own goal. If Manchester United get Liam Rafinha when gets sacked at Chelsea, what would you do? Manchester United appointed him. I think I'd have to go over to Old Trafford and start to protest, I think, against this corrupt ownership. Tell them, Pig. Yeah, 100%. PGMOL are jokers. Bowen versus Fulham this past season could have got shot in the leg out there, and the ref wouldn't have called it. West Ham Bowen, yep.
Oh, there he is, the Slapmeister from the corner. Sit down, Arsenal, you bunch of set-piece merchants. There's a new fucking corner machine in town, and it goes by the name of Carrick's Manchester United. Slabby Maguire. Your defence is terrified, you Slabby Maguire. Your defence is terrified, you Slabby Maguire.
He still thinks he's claimed the goal.
Your defence is terrified, you Slabby Maguire. More and more. People just want more and more slabbies and goals. People just want more and more. Slabby Maguire, your defence is terrified.
He's still on his gaming channel, but he's been playing snooker on there.
Slabby Maguire, your defence is terrified. Slabby Maguire, more and more. People just want more and more. Slabby and oh, was it an own goal? How was it an own goal? I missed that. I thought it was the slab. Man, I need to watch it back. Oh, was it an own goal? I thought the Slabmeister put one in there. He was claiming it, wasn't he? He forced the own goal. Oh, okay. He didn't head it. Oh, well, I was watching it, but I obviously didn't see the actual, final blow into the back of the net. Oh, no, Slabby Maguire. He's done exactly the same thing as they've done at the other end. He's got himself sent off with a red card. Oh, Slabby! From hero to zero. He's got himself deflogged. Oh, what's he done? Harry! His head's gone. We just talked about his massive penis ice cream and it's just fucking gone into outer space. Slabby! Oh, what's he done? He could have let Lamans have a pop at the one-on-one. So they've just skinned us. Was it Evan Ilson who's gone through? I don't know. Someone's got through the back there. They've skinned Slabby Maguire, and Slabby out of pure frustration has just pulled him down, mate, in the box. What are you thinking, the Slabster? And he's been sent off with a raw red card. Oh, for fucking hell's sake, mate. That's a proper head-gone moment from the Slabbo. Just let him go through, Worst case, it's 2-2 and we battle back. But he's actually just let him... He's rather than even let him have the shot, he's brought him down to the box with a cynical challenge. Terrible from Harry there. I think Lamans would have it, Lamans would have that, But he is, we'd love the guy. We'd love the guy. It's like, I don't know, your idiot cousin or something who comes round for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like, he might be humping the fucking furniture and he's a couple of fucking, lettuces short of an allotment. But ultimately, you love it. He's your cousin. Do you know what I mean? That's what I feel like with Slabby Maguire. But he has had a mare for us there. In hands for Sonny Lamans, guys. Come on, the Laminator. The Laminator! No! The Laminator dies the wrong way. And they've scored. It's 2-2. Holy fuck balls. Castorama. It's a melt job. And now we have 10 men. Don't say we're going to have a late implosion. Oh, my God. 9 minutes of added time. 9 minutes. Slabby Maguire, in that instance, was like the big Easter Island statue that you get in Night of the Museum. You know, that film with Ben Stiller where he's the fucking night guard in the museum. Do you know what I mean? He comes alive. There's a big stone fucking statue, a big slab. And it just says, "You dum-dum, give me gum-gum." And that's all he can say. That's basically Slabby Maguire, except he's the dum-dum in that instance. Slabby has had a mare, mate. Shite at the museum. Do you know what I mean? Shite at the museum there, lad. Without the Slabby error and the Slabby melt job, we probably go on to win this game. And aside from that, the officiating's absolutely poo-doo-magoo, my friends. Oh, fuck my life! Mason Mount coming on the pitch! And there is the full-time whistle. Oh, my God. Oh, my steaming fannies of us. Oh, the absolute complete stench of it, to be fair, guys. I'm sorry, but we're a bunch of fannies in that game.
Yeah, that's very true, Adam Dyer. You're right, mate. I agree, Iron, 100%. It's unbelievable how his mood just switches like that.
The stench of it is rotten. We could have easily gone away from it with the 3 points there without a couple of individual bottle jobs. Goodness me, it's same old story with a slab. I thought I'd seen the days of him being a monolithic piece of fucking granite. But no, this time around, he's thought like granite, he's moved like granite, he's had the impact of granite, and he's fucking fouled them in the box and got sent off, and that's what's cost us a game. Melt-worthy stuff. Man United were pretty shoddy throughout the entire game, if we're being fair. I think in the first half, we were the better side. United should have got the job done. Potentially could have been 2-0. You know what? The more I think about it, though, it's just an officiating shit show. The officials have stitched us up. The VAR's kicked us in the goolies, digitally speaking, and we've come away from this with a point when we probably should have had 3. The game was basically literally hanging on for one moment, which was the penalty for Bournemouth.
I mean, some of the sayings he comes out with, Iron, is just brilliant.
You know, or the penalty for Man United, I should say. Ahmad should have had a penalty. The referee's bottled it and had a little turd in his pants because he'd already awarded a penalty for Mateus Cunha, which was given. And it's too similar to that.
Turd in his pants. Oh my God, that's just that's too funny. I know you can make anyone laugh, Iron.
So he's not going to award another penalty, even though it is a bloody penalty. So the ref stitched us up, the VAR stitched us up, the officials have stitched us up, even 9 minutes added on at the end of the game. Clearly shows they're trying to stitch us up. Because where the fuck did they get those 9 minutes from? So the whole thing was a bit of an officiating shit show against us. There was nothing for us in that game. It was all against us. I think the officials have stitched us up. But take away the officiating guff, which it was, the performance just was not good enough. The quality wasn't there. The style wasn't there. The players didn't turn up. The captain didn't turn up. I think Bruno Fernandes has had a huff and a puff sort of game, blown nobody's house down. You know, you look at the defence, shoddy defending. You know, look at what the slabs.
I mean, to be fair, both of them are hilarious, but it's like they're both hilarious in a different way. So I think it would be really unfair to compare the both of them because, you know, they're both outstanding.
And I just wasn't impressed with the amount of chances Bournemouth had late on there. Just poor. Okay, you know, we got a point in the end. I'm reasonably happy with a point. Because the way that game was going, we could have easily ended up losing it. But from where we were winning the game, and we should have had a penalty, and the referee's not giving it, and then Slabby Maguire goes and gets himself sent off and makes the wrong decision, should have let him lose. From that point on, it's just an absolute bottle job, to be fair. Classic Man United sharp job there. Because we should have come away from this with the 3 points, and we haven't. Overall, but it could be a lot worse. We're in the top 4. We're like 7 points now from like 6th place Europe. So we're very much in the driving seat. However, Manchester United could have done with the 3 points today, guys, and we should have got them. So we will go on a long journey back there to Manchester, no doubt feeling pretty sorry for ourselves. As a shite result. Shite result in the end. And a shite performance, to be fair. Lost the midfield battle second half. I think we had a very anonymous game by the likes of Kobbie Mainoo. I think he was very anonymous.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The quality of Casemiro that we've seen in recent weeks as well. Bruno, sloppy game, and Mbeumo was actually...
Oh, imagine that. That would be absolutely carnage iron. I'm not going to lie, mate.
What's going on with Bryan Mbeumo at the moment, guys? He was absolutely on fire for a long time. At the start of the season, he was our highest goal scorer. I think he still is, isn't he? If not him, then Bruno this season. But these, you can't rest on your laurels. He's been pretty average for about 5 games in a row now, Bryan Mbeumo. Bit of a concern, isn't it? You know, he's trying to make stuff happen. Cunha's trying to make stuff happen. They're not fucking good enough at the moment, guys, this team. So very poor. And I am a little bit concerned when we went down to 10 men, the substitutes that Michael Carrick made. I can't really blame Carrick too much for this because I feel like if it wasn't for Slabby Maguire having an all-time implosion bottle job gravity head melter moment, then we probably would end up winning this game. So I'm not going to discredit Carrick too much. He's done a brilliant job. However, I do think that his substitutes late on were poor, and nobody likes to see Manuel Ugarte on the pitch today. So we could have gone for it a little bit more at the end.
The sooner we bin him off, the better. Seriously, get rid of you garbage.
Even with 10 men. Why not? That would be the United way. So a little bit concerning, but there you go. Manchester United have officially shut it against Bournemouth, guys. We've dropped 3 big points, and or 2 big points, I should say. Thankfully, we didn't drop 3. But yeah, we've been stitched up by the officials, and we've been stitched up by Slabby Maguire's ill judgment. Without that moment from Slab, we'd probably go on to win the game, and definitely without the officiating debacle of them deciding not to award that penalty to Ahmad, we go on to win the game. So I do feel like we've been a little bit unlucky, even though we were pretty bang average tonight. Nobody's really shone. Manchester United man of the match, I've got to give it to Seny Lammens, which tells the story. And for one of the goals, he could have done better, if you ask me. It tells a story, though. Seny's made some good saves. I'm looking at the team, and I'm struggling to think of any of these outfield players that have really turned up today. Ahmad was dangerous and lively, but his final product wasn't there. So, yeah, shite game, shite performance, shite team.
Bryan Mbeumo, yeah. I mean, he's dropped off a bit recently, nighttime kids.
Well, and guess what? Now we've got 23 days or whatever it is until Manchester United's next game, where we just got to rest on that sharting performance. What a load of old guff.
Nah, get rid of nighttime kids. You know, I want you garbage gone, mate. He is absolutely trash. Let's get it right. Trash. Get rid. Right, who should we have to listen to next? Should we have to listen to Alice? Alice talks football.
What an absolute disgrace. I'll take the point, because they found 9 minutes of added time.
I mean, he's so overhyped, nighttime kids. I mean, yes, I know he can score goals from set pieces, but at times when he's trying to defend and get back into his man, he's as slow as a fucking London bus. Let's get it right. I'll pick up Brian CFC. Bosh! Thank you very much, mate. Gifted 1 membership. Big up to you for that, yeah? Show him some love in the live chat. You got that? Let's have a look. So I'm quick. Look for you people. You got that? You got that? Let's have a look. So I'm quick. Look for you people. You got that? You got that? Let's have a look. Joe's music cover as well. Congratulations, mate. You got a 1 month Mr. Joshy J membership. Get some W's in the chat for Brian CFC, please, people. Legend.
What an absolute disgrace. I'll take the point, because they found 9 minutes of added time when we're
Big up Mr. Joshy J. Workers in crazy, plus Chelsea shit, so away from socials for a bit, but always showing love to my geezers in the chat. Bush, I appreciate that. Brian CFC.
down to 10 men. I don't know where they
Absolutely, nighttime kids.
found the 9 minutes from, and it went on to about 10, 11. And as I take the point, Bournemouth away, I said in my live stream earlier today, I'll probably take the point. But do you know what makes me really angry about the point today is Ahmad wins the penalty when we're 1-0 up. But the fact that it's a clear as day, obvious penalty, contact on Ahmad, pulled, 20 seconds later, Bournemouth score. Ref doesn't give a penalty.
Brutal nighttime kids. But good point.
Right, so I say Ahmad wins a penalty. Ahmad should have won a penalty, but it's not given. So when Bournemouth score, I instantly look at the replay of it, and I one look at the replay, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. VAR's going to rule the goal out. I was literally like, VAR going to rule the goal out. I wasn't even stressed. It was so obvious. I was like, VAR will rule that out, and then we'll have a penalty, and we can make it 2-0. Then VAR didn't rule it out, and I was like, I just could not believe that VAR did not rule that out. My stepdad's a Wolves fan. He's always mocking Man United. He was like, oh, that's such an obvious penalty. Arsenal fans, that's such an obvious penalty. When our rivals are saying that's a penalty, do you know what it was? If we didn't get a penalty earlier on Cunha, they would have given that. They were scared. They didn't want to give Man United 2 penalties in one game. And what makes that decision even worse is Maguire does probably the same amount of contact. Arguably, Maguire makes less contact on Evan Nilsson than Trafford does on.
Yeah, we do. We do need better defenders.
Ahmad, and it's a penalty. Now, I'm not denying the fact that Maguire should have been sent off and that was a penalty. I'm not denying the fact. Red card, you can say is harsh.
Big up you, Anne. Bash. Big up, mate. Good evening. Yes, that's a massive game. I mean, a massive 6-pointer.
But I'm not denying the fact that that should have been a penalty for Bournemouth. But if that is a penalty for Bournemouth, then the Ahmad one is a penalty. They're either both not penalties or they're both penalties. And at the end of the day, they were both penalties. And if you actually look at it and you actually break it down, there's actually more contact here on Amad Diallo than actually Maguire made on Evan Nilsson. And this guy was spot on, MUFC Darren. They gave Maguire a red card for pushing Ahmad. But Ahmad was pushed down here and the ref continued the game that led to a Bournemouth goal. It's an absolute robbery. What's worse than a penalty not being given is the fact that 20 seconds later it led to a Bournemouth goal. Not only was a clear penalty denied, but Bournemouth scored from it. If the ref had done his job, we get another penalty, it's probably 2-0 us. And when Maguire does make that mistake, we're either 2-3-0 up and it ends 2-1 or 3-1. We've been robbed 2 points, and this is not the first time we've been robbed 2 points. And do you know what the worst part about it is? When they apologise for getting the VAR and ref decision wrong versus Burnley,
you cannot afford to lose, nighttime kids. It's a must-win game for you lot.
it was Stuart Atwell and Craig Pawson as the ref and VAR. Guess who the ref and VAR was today? You're correct. The same duo that ruled out Martinez.
Definitely, Yuan. I think whoever loses the game, you're right, will be a step closer to relegation.
His goal because of the tiniest push on Carl Walker. So Martinez's goal versus Burnley was ruled out for the tiniest push on Carl Walker, yeah? That duo decided a big grab of Ahmad's arm was not a foul in the penalty box, but Carl Walker falling over like a baby at minimal contact was a foul. If that was on Ahmad, not outside the penalty box, it's given as a foul. So why is it not given as a foul in the penalty box? They were scared to give us another penalty. And you know what makes it 10 times worse? Is Bournemouth scored from it. Bournemouth's goal should never have counted because it should have gone back for a penalty. And it's the same duo that cost us 2 points versus Burnley. If this duo did their job properly in the Burnley game and today, we have 4 more points. We'd have 2 more points. We'd have got 3 points versus Burnley instead of 1. And we'd have got 3 points today. And that would put Manchester United on 59 points, which would only put us 2 points behind Man City. And on 59 points, we'd be 8 points.
Big up Adam Partridge. Gosh, big up, mate. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. My keepers are absolute shins. They're not good enough, nighttime kids. You okay, Josh, mate? Yep. Very well, thank you, Adam Partridge.
Clear of fourth place Villa, having played one game more. You know, if we miss out on Champions League by 1 point, we will look back at this. And the worst part about it is these two are going to apologise, or not these two in particular, but they're going to come out and apologise like they did for the Burnley game 3 weeks later. But the apology means nothing.
I dread to think how many goals would go in, you know, when he was in goal.
What I want is you two making sure these two never are involved in a Man United game again, at least together. You can have one or the other, but together, make sure these are never involved in a Man United game again, because referee Stuart Atwell and VAR Graham Pawson have done it again. They were the same duo, referee and VAR, that wrongly disallowed Martinez's equaliser versus Burnley, a game that eventually drew 2-2. Today, they failed to award what looked like the most penalty of the season on Ahmad, and Bournemouth went on to score. Not only
He's injured, and we're probably going to have to play Slippy Kinski. Like Harry was injured.
It was a blatant penalty, but Bournemouth went on to score from it, and then Maguire, did they give a penalty against Maguire for the same thing? If you didn't give the Amma penalty, then you shouldn't give the Maguire penalty. Now, the Maguire one was a penalty, but the Amma one was a penalty. You cannot not give one, but give the other. The problem with VAR is inconsistency. And they'll say, but VAR didn't want to intervene with the ref's decision. But VAR is meant to intervene with the ref's decision if it's a clear and obvious error, which has led to something happening the other end. It's a clear and obvious error from the referee, but it's also led to Bournemouth scoring. So if VAR actually did its job, then it's 2-0 Man United. Carl Walker dives, referee falls for it. Man United fair goal ruled out. We don't want to intervene. Ahmad's blatantly fouled. Bournemouth scored from it. We don't want to intervene. You know, and the amount of penalties we've not been given this season. I remember Ahmad.
Big news about Aston Martin. It is, you know, Jonathan Wheatley's going to Aston Martin. He's left Audi, and Adrian Newey is going to focus more on the cars design. Bro, Bournemouth was like, how did United lose? Well, we drew the game, but yeah, we could have lost it. You know, as we're down to 10 men. United have fucked it up again, didn't they, Josh? Yep. Excuse me. Nah, the AI was consistent in the game. Against both teams 1 pen each. That devastating news. Rest in peace, indeed.
Versus Brighton, we were denied a clear penalty. It's a joke, people. Today, the same duo that robbed us versus Burnley, which they literally came out of the Premier League and apologised and admitted they made a mistake for, referee Man United.
And nighttime kids, you know, I don't celebrate draws. Big up, Josh. Big up, Gavin L. Bush. Big up, mate. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Do you think Manchester United fans will get his haircut end of the season? I can't see it. I really can't. Similar to come and say Real Madrid. Need to rip Man United's new asshole, don't we, Josh? Right? Yeah, not disabled, you know. We should have got over the line and won that game. The only time you will celebrate you draw results away from winning the league, showing an example on a Premier League. That's the only exemption. Yeah, exactly. If he does not get a haircut, he will be really hot. Yeah.
Yeah, again, together for the first time since that mistake, and made probably the worst refereeing decision of the season. That is the worst refereeing decision of the season. It honestly is. It could have been 2-0. It would have been a different game. Because you know what? I know we dropped off at the end, and I know that we invited on pressure and Bournemouth had a few chances, but we were the better team for most of that game. Man United were the better team for most of that game, and Man United did enough to win the game. Bruno probably should have scored. Ahmad miscontrolled it. You know, Petrovic made a few good saves. Man United did enough to win that game, and Man United probably.
Yeah, then that's a bit different, Adam Dar. But in the league, I do not celebrate draws. I just don't get it how United didn't score from open play today. I mean, we had our chances in the first half to score from open play.
We should have got 3 points. Man United getting 3 points away to Bournemouth is a good result. 1 point away to Bournemouth isn't a bad result, but it's the manner in which we got 1 point where we were.
Yeah, we are. We are going straight through this.
Robbed. We were absolutely robbed. You know, if Maguire's is a penalty, then Ahmed's a penalty. And Maguire's was a penalty. And I can say fair, that is a penalty to Bournemouth. You cannot give one and not the other. You cannot. If it was the other way around, I'd say we got away with one. And the worst part about it, I've said this 100 times, is not only did they not give us a clear penalty on Ahmad, but what makes it 10 times worse is Bournemouth score from that. You know, if that wasn't given, but Bournemouth don't score, then, you know, we're 1-0 up, we make it 2-0 up, and it ends 2-1. But it's also the fact that Bournemouth score from it, and they didn't think, oh, well, that. I almost think they were scared. They'd given us a penalty already. Bournemouth had scored from it. I think they were scared because they knew that if the Bournemouth goal was ruled out as a Man United penalty, people were going to be upset because everyone wants Man United to lose over the Man United fans. That's what it was. But the worst part about it is it's the same duo that literally effed up versus Burnley. It's the same duo that effed up and got it wrong and cost us 2 points versus Burnley. It cost us 2 points today. That duo should never ref Man United, and we'll get an apology. We'll get an apology soon for the most blatant foul ever. This is what sends me over the edge.
Yeah, crazy. Such a big break, Adam Partridge. I understand where she's coming from, but the problem is if United would have gotten another penalty, they would have celebrated the win without going from open play. We get worse into the next game. Yeah, true. That's actually a really good point, Adam Dar.
67 minutes.
I think the game at Old Trafford was a 4-4 draw. I think it was, Yuan. Sure it was, mate.
The referee's call of no penalty for a challenge by Truffett was checked and confirmed by VAR. It was deemed the contact to not be sufficient for a foul. Then they say, in the 78th minute, the referee's call for a penalty in red card on Maguire for the denial of goal scoring opportunity was checked and confirmed by VAR. It was deemed to be an holding offence and no attempt to challenge the ball. Maguire and Truffett did the same thing. In fact, Truffett holds Ahmad more than Maguire holds Evan Nilsson. And I think it's just the fact that Ahmad's smaller that maybe it doesn't look as bad. I don't know. But Ahmad was held more.
Bournemouth got a draw home in the way against both United and Chelsea. Oh, thank you, Adam Partridge. I got Casemiro on the back of this one.
So you've given it's the same thing. If anything, Ahmad's held more. So this is just the most hypocritical thing I've seen. And do you know what happened? Is they'll apologise, but that's not going to do anything. United acted was spot on. The problem with the FA is they never actually do anything. Months later, they come out and admit mistakes, but by then it means nothing. For glaring game-changing error, there should be real accountability, including the power to review and potentially change results. And you know what? They'll apologise. The VAR and ref, or they weren't themselves, the Premier League board will come out and apologise because January 21st, about 2.5 weeks after the Burnley game, it comes out that the Sandro Martinez goal for Man United against Burnley earlier this season should not have been ruled out by referees.
Big up the Franz Mupera. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but anyway, welcome to the channel, mate. That Bournemouth first goal is just criminal. Sunday school to Hendon. That's a good point, a really good point. But anyway, welcome to the channel. Good to see you in the building. At home was mate 4-4 Bournemouth, Josh 8. I thought it was Adam Partridge, you know, just as Yuan said as well. So big up to the both of you for confirming that. Much appreciated.
Atwell. Oh, the same referee that didn't give Ahmad a penalty. The Premier League key match incident panel has said. So the Premier League come out and say we reviewed the incident and Stuart Atwell got it wrong. It should have been a goal. they're going to come out and say Stuart Atwell and Craig Pawson got it wrong, and yeah, Man United should have had a penalty and Bournemouth's goal should have been ruled out. We're going to get an apology.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Franz Mupera. Yeah, big up to you. You're welcome, Josh, mate. You're in the best, mate. Thank you, Adam Partridge. Thank you.
But the apology's going to do nothing, and basically it's the same duo that's cost us 4 points. 4 points, people. And do you know what's annoying is I've spent 9 minutes rambling about VAR when I could actually be talking about the game because I thought Cunha was fantastic today.
But this is the point my subscriber, F1 Fan Rants, makes. He's saying that VAR likes to take all the headlines where we should be talking about a good game of football. I mean, he is spot on with that point. He really is.
I thought Sully describes it well. Winning the penalty, making things happen. I thought Cunha was fantastic today. I think Le Mans had a really good game, made some really good catches, some really good claims. I think Euro had a strong...
The ref cost courses in Burnley, but no consequences. Who is he officiating against tonight? As she just said, Alice talks football, Franz Mupera. Literally, it's the same officials who screwed Manchester United over against Burnley as well. I mean, work that one out. Exactly, but the promise, if you keep blaming the referees, you're not focusing on the game, really. You know, I get it, there's a problem from both sides. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want to be talking about a good game of football, to be honest. You know, I'm not one who likes to keep talking about refs all the time. I'm really not. Why is he officiating against side? That's corruption. Facts, Rams. Facts. Couldn't agree more.
Game, Maynard didn't put a foot wrong. I thought Luke Shaw was poor. I thought Casemiro was poor. I thought Mbeumo, we just couldn't get involved in the game and being played out of position. I don't think Ahmad was great, to be honest.
VAR needs to get in the bin now and F off, doesn't it, Josh? It really does, Adam Partridge. But again, VAR is not always the issue. It's the people who run it. It's as simple as that. We keep conceding stupid goals. Our midfield needs overhaul. Well, get rid of Manuel Ugarte. Seriously. I mean, he is garbage. He's literally one of the worst midfielders I've ever seen in my life. And obviously, we need to replace Casemiro as well. The institution itself has to be investigated and probably should have been investigated a while ago, but they didn't. The PGMOL or the Foundation or UEFA. I think Arsenal will win the League Cup on Sunday. Arsenal has won it in 1993. I think they will win as well, Yuan. I mean, if they do win, I'll be happy for the true Arsenal fans, but not for the brown envelopes, though. We aren't. Our players are throwing themselves to block shots like Bournemouth did in the first half. If not their blocks, it would have been 3-0 United. Yep. Don't want to. And PR, PSR, XGGA all needs to get in the bin as well. It does, mate. 100%. Get all in the bin.
Honest, well, we can't talk about the game because I'm going on about VAR. Man United were the better team. First half an hour with the better team. Last 15 minutes we dropped off. Second half took us 5-10 minutes to get going. We were the better team. Bournemouth score against the one I play. We get a goal right away. Then the penalty decision happens. We go down to 10 minutes, changes the game. A guy comes on. A guy is just painful to watch when he comes on. Delot, again, banned Delot from shooting. We have a good shooting opportunity. Delot kicks it out of the stadium. But we were the better team. We actually played well enough to get 3 points. And we don't get 3 points because of VAR. And I'm annoyed because if we miss out on Champions League by 1 point or goal difference, I will look at that. I will look at that because that is a difficult game. That is a difficult game. And I was actually happy that we showed up. I wasn't happy with certain performances. I think some players weren't at their best, but I was really happy with Cunha. I was really happy with Le Mans. I think Bruno was well involved. Yeah,
I'm hoping it's a good one as well, Adam Partridge.
Yuri did fine, Maino did fine. I'm fuming with VAR, and I will say I think that Sesko needs to start putting Boomer on the right or Ahmad on the right. I think Sesko needs to start because we kept kicking the ball onto Mbumo. That's not going to do much with it, and we're not getting the best out of Mbumo. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Very good points, Alice. And Talks Football. Couldn't agree more. Right, let's have a listen to what Stephen Housen has to say, because it's come up on my feed and he's going to be talking about VAR. So let's have a listen.
Welcome back to the channel. Stephen Housen, United 2, Bournemouth 2.
Praying City when Arsenal fans keep talking about the quads. They do, but not Vigilante, though. Vigilante is never talking about the quads because he knows his side are not winning the quads.
And I ain't going to even pretend to be calm about this. 2 points drop.
Keith Hackett is ex-PGMOL boss on Ahmad penalty. This is a holding offence on Ahmad and should have resulted in a penalty kick. No wonder why Manchester United are unhappy. If that's the case, Franz Mupura, then I completely get why fans are unhappy. 100%. It's corruption at the highest level.
And I genuinely don't know how these VAR clowns sleep at night. I've actually got an exclusive look from inside tonight's VAR room. That was a joke. That was an absolute disgrace. What happened between the 66th and 81st minute of this game was some of the most blatant, inconsistent, game-deciding pieces of referee I have seen in a long time. Not going to say ever, because that's probably not a...
He is staying humble. He's being very calm. Happens to most of the clubs, unfortunately. They're useless, the officials in this country. They are Ryan G. Clearly, the betting industry has the EPL ex-PGMOL by the ball. Yep.
But that was an absolute clown show. So let's go through exactly what happened. Let's be forensic about this for a minute, right? Because the argument that I think Maguire's hard done by, the argument is that both of those calls cannot exist in the same game by the same referee under the same laws of football. One of those Bournemouth goals should not stand. Full stop. Manchester United were robbed tonight. Robbed.
Usually, when content creators say robbed and that, I absolutely go in hard on them and rip them a new asshole. But tonight, I think on this occasion I can sympathise. But at the same time, I am frustrated because Manchester United gave away a lead twice. To me, it's nowhere near as the same ball.
Right, so the Ahmad incident, United are 1-0 up on the back of a penalty. Right, Bruno's penalty put us in there, justified penalty. Diallo drives into the box. Two-handed contact, which is a shove. He's not trying to play the ball. He's not even looking at the ball, right? There was some sort of discussion that he might have tripped him. The replay, which we never actually got in the game, I had to go on Twitter and find it. It shows that there wasn't any contact with the feet. But it's a two-handed shove, and he pushes him over.
Yeah. I've only seen 2 replays of the Ahmad decision, and it looked like a penalty, to be honest. Surprised it wasn't given. I need to go back and look at it, because, like I said, so much was happening in the game. I must have took my eye off of it for 1 second to look on my phone, and yeah, it was just crazy. So Carrick keeps picking in Bremo over Carrick simply because he's better at pressing well. Just playing Bremo on the wings, and Bremo is not a 9. He never will be. Sesko would push back the defender's line. I agree he runs Maparua.
Clear contact, clearly in the box.
I say surprised as the officials are shite. But yeah, it's a penalty for me. We should have out the games about first half, all things considered. We should have done. We missed a couple good chances in the first half, so really, the game should have been done. That's a good point.
Clearly not trying to play the ball. Clearly a penalty. Atwell waves it away. Bournemouth go all the way up the other end of the pitch, and they go and score. If that goes out for a throw, I think they take it back and they probably have a look at that and they probably give United a penalty. No penalty. Christie goes and scores. 1-1. Okay? If you're saying that's not a penalty, we've just established the standard for contact in the box. Contact for a defender on an attacker inside the box. That's not a penalty. All right, if that's not a penalty, I think it's harsh, but okay, that's not a penalty. If that's the rule book that Stuart Atwell is reading from tonight, that's not a penalty. No dramas. The one with Cunha he's nearly pulled his shirt off him. It's undeniable. 11 minutes later, we're United are 2-1 up.
Yeah, and this is a problem we had last season under Ruben Amorim, where we had so many chances, like Rasmus Højlund and Sirski, and they could hardly score. So, yeah, it must be something what's on the training pitch. But the positive thing is we have scored more goals this season than last season. But I agree with you, we still got this issue.
Maguire, I'm not even going to say challenges Evanilson. He puts his arm on him. He doesn't grab him. He has his hands on him. Far, 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 far less contact than on Ahmad's. He throws himself to the floor. It's a straight red card and a penalty awarded, right? By the exact same logic that applied at the 67th minute, that is not a penalty, right? You already told us what the threshold was for this style of contact to the torso. The same thing, right? You set the standard yourself. 11 minutes later, it's no longer the standard. Make it make sense, you turbo fuckwit. So United get 2-1 up, they get a penalty, and we get a red card. Now it's 2-2. Obviously, Krupi slots the penalty away, and the game is done from that moment, really, right? The only logical conclusion is either Ahmad should have had a penalty and Christie's goal doesn't stand, United go 2-0 up and probably see the game out, or Maguire should not have been sent off and Krupi's penalty should not have even happened. Both calls cannot exist in the same fucking game. Stuart Atwell didn't just miss a call. He made two polar opposite calls within 14 minutes that directly, completely changed the result of a football match. It's fucking corruption. And 5 minutes in, I've not even spoke about the fucking match itself because that is the game. That's what the football is, a fine margin. That's why you have upsets more than any other sport, because it is a low-scoring game, and games get decided by shit refereeing decisions far too often. What is the point in this clown show of VAR that we have to put up with if it can't get?
Yeah, our goal difference is better, Josh. Kudos to Amorim for laying foundations. Our defenders and midfielders just keep sleeping at pivotal moments. Can't have that next season. They will actually cost us third spot. Yeah, I agree. And with us back in the Champions League next season as well, if we don't really improve on the squads, then yeah, we're going to get found out. It's as simple as that.
Basic decisions and consistency within, okay, I would accept-ish the argument of, in this game this happened, in that game the same thing happened,
and a different referee and a different VAR ref decided it wasn't the same thing, right? As frustrating as that is, it's far easier to take than the same thing happening in the same game within 15 minutes of each other and you deciding that there are different results. Consistency is all we've ever wanted, right? We know mistakes happen, but consistency is all we ever wanted. Now, we could start at Michael Carrick's team selection because for me personally, if you saw my preview, I wanted Sesko to start that. Because Sesko allows United to get up the pitch. And if you look at the way Mbeumo was playing, we struggled with doing that. If you look at the numbers tell a story. United had 14 shots to Bournemouth 17, but we had 12 goal kicks to their 3. So that tells you the sort of game that was going on. We were playing against the Bournemouth side that's drawn their last 4 games and scored just a single goal in those matches. We also didn't have much possession, 45% possession. But it felt like United, certainly in the first half, United were making the better chances, the clearer chances. And they were being quite effective and dangerous on the counter. Senna Lemons had a good game. Tactically, Iraola went with an aggressive line. They pressed high, as you would expect. They held quite a high defensive line, inviting United in behind. And that was where I felt Sesko should have started. We saw a poor touch. We saw just a lack of being able to keep hold of it from Mbeumo. He was having to pull out wide to be able to be effective. And when he was pulling out wide, he was getting on top of where Ahmad was. Now, I personally went with Mbeumo on the right rather than Ahmad on the right. Ahmad ended up having a better game. But there wasn't much in the decision. The main decision was play Sesko. He can hold it up and bring the others into the game. When you've got anyone, whether it was Mbeumo or...
This is the thing now, like with Sesko, he should definitely play up front and start some matches, you know, and get at defenders and that, in my personal opinion, because he's a super sub. But yeah, I'll definitely start him because Mbeumo in the number 9 is just not really working out, is it? Because Mbeumo, to me, is much better on the wing.
Was Ahmad, whoever it wasn't Sesko holding the ball up in the centre because the ball wasn't coming to the centre. We were effective and we got forward quite nice and we had some brilliant up, back and through football, but we didn't have that focal point. And what Bournemouth did really well was force turnovers, use Ryan and Evanilson in transition. They caused us all sorts of problems. But to United's credit, we really dealt with it in the first half. We dominated, our outscoring. We had 13 shots in the first half. But the second half, we just didn't get a grip of the game.
And I thought we started the second half off quite poorly as well, people, to be honest.
Our tactical shape was right. We looked like we were doing bits, and even though it was 0-0, it wasn't like at any point we were like, oh, what a boring game. Could have been 1 or 2-0 in the first half, but it wasn't. It was 0-0. It felt like a matter of time.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed the first half. You know, I thought it was really good. At 2-1, you bring on Sesko and Sirski, sub Ahmed and Kobe, Moon and Mbeumo to wings. Game over. Absolutely rounds. Parumba, 100%.
Before we opened them up, you know, I think Mbeumo's been a fantastic signing, but you don't just play him every game regardless of the opposition, and that is a question I've had about Michael Carrick for weeks. You don't just turn the same homework in regardless of the test. And that is what he seems to be doing. They're not looking at the opposition. They're not looking at the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition and figuring out what is the best way for us to beat that team. I'm not saying you have to completely rip up your game plan or change your 11 every single week, but it was so clearly obvious what Sesko would bring to the game today. And Mbeumo, yeah, hindsight's 20/20. But Mbeumo was poor. Played in the 9. Wasn't his game. Literally said, this is not the game for him. He's going to get drowned out in this game. We need a focal point. In some games when you've got a high line, yes, he's going to be the option. Not in this particular one, though, because of the way they press from the front.
He always does well at Shanghai, Yuan. I mean, as a Lewis Hamilton fan, I've experienced it for so many years now. You know, China and Canada and Silverstone seems to be the circuits where he does really well at.
The way that you're going to have so little time on the ball, you need to be sending like low percentage balls into the channels.
I agree, it's ridiculous.
Up for a big man to go and get on the end of. And we didn't do that. Obviously, it's not a write-off. One bad game doesn't define him, doesn't change anything that's happened this season for us, but he wasn't the option today. You know, I think it's naming an unchanged starting 11. You know, so many people say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you're not playing the same opposition under the same circumstances. If we were playing Villa again at home at Old Trafford, maybe you have a point. Yeah, play the same team. But when you're playing a different opposition at a different ground, in different circumstances, with different characteristics, strengths and weaknesses, why would you play the same team? Right? This is not Manchester United 2008. And actually, Manchester United 2008 never played the same team. But it isn't Manchester United 2008 where you know that we're going to just dominate every game and we've got the quality to just win no matter what. We are a team that's still, you know, above average but not elite. And when you're in that sort of vein, you have to adapt yourself to the opposition. You just have to. It's arrogant to suggest that you can just turn up and win every single game because you've got the better players, because guess what? You haven't. Bournemouth are going to make it difficult for United in certain circumstances. They absolutely took the ball off us in the second half. More than I thought they would, actually. I thought they would play so much more on the back foot. Maybe they got a bit of confidence seeing how United just couldn't hold the ball whatsoever. Sesko did eventually come off the bench, but by then, you know, within minutes, you're down to 10 and there's not really a lot you can do because you are then absolutely playing on the counter. United made a sub at 71 minutes. By 82, you're down to 10 men. Chasing a game. The bigger picture from here is it's 23 fucking days on the back of a draw. Minging. So thank you to anyone that's turned up. We're going to do some really interesting content over the next 23 days. Why? Well, I've got another.
There we go. That's the end of his match reaction. But, you know, it's like usually when I hear content creators saying, oh, Manchester United have been robbed, this and that, I feel they're using it as an excuse. But this time round, you know, I can completely sympathise people due to the corrupt officiating. But I'm not forgetting the facts that we also bottled it in this game. So this is why I'm not making excuses about the refs at the same time. Because at the same time, I felt Manchester United should have got over the line and finished the game. It's as simple as that. But we didn't at the end of the day. So, yeah, we've only got ourselves to blame, really, haven't we? But, yeah, that corrupt officiating, you know, criminal, nowhere near sustainable. Right, let's have a look. Who is live? Let's go for Don C. Live for his Friday night show. Only Cunha is stepping up to help Brian and Mbeumo. Things happen and has become lazy. Why aren't Bruno's teammates eager to stop and making the defence line more dangerous? I agree with you. I agree. Right, people, before I wrap up here, I'm going to do quick shout out to everyone who's seen in the live chat this evening. Big up Adam Daw. Big up Franz Mu Peruna. Big up to you. Welcome to the channel once again. Big up Yuan. Big up Ryan G. Big up. Big up Adam Partridge. I think I already said Yuan, but yeah, I'll do it again. Yuan. Who else? Dynamite Sorting. Big up, mate. Big up Gavin Now. Big up Nighttime Kids, the legend. And big up to Brian CFC as well for gifting a membership. Much appreciated. Just going to explore up here. Big up to Iron Disciple. Big up Darren United. And that's everyone, people. Night, mates. Yeah, but nice to meet you as well. And hopefully you'll be around some much more Manchester United content, because I do plenty Manchester United content on here. So, yeah. And don't forget as well, Glazers out, Ineos out, and brown envelopes in the bin as well. And corrupt officiating in the bin. Don't forget Mr. Joshy J. Raid. Make sure you are subscribing to Don C. And we are, in a short moment's time, out here, people. And make sure that's all set up to redirect, I think it is. But anyway, we're out here. Bash!